I want to talk to you about leadership today. And it's going to be a slightly different talk than you'd normally expect. I would like you to take a few deep breaths. Just breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Enjoy the sensation of the air coming into your body. And I would like to invite you to close your eyes for a moment, and please do. And again, breathe in, breathe out. Enjoy the sensation of being alive. Breathe in, breathe out. And I would like to invite you to imagine a grave, your own grave. I would like to invite you to imagine its shape, the inscription that it has. And I would like to invite you to ask the person resting in this grave about their life story. Who were you? What did you bring to the world? What hopes did you have, and what hopes did you abandon? What was the life you wanted, and what was the life you really lived? Grave host brute facts about life, and they host stories. And I would like you to think of what your story will be. And I would like to tell you two stories of two graves, two lives, two kinds of choices. The first grave is in a small village in Poland. It's a grave of a young man, the oldest, the brightest, the tallest, and the most handsome of the three sons. He had hopes. He dreamt of traveling around the world. He loved reading. He had ambitions. He was a sensitive, handsome young guy. But somehow, by the age of 16, he started making different choices. He started smoking, drinking. He dropped out of school. By 19, he was an alcoholic. By 25, he was jobless. For the last years of his life, he was an incredible burden and a shame for his family. He stole money from his parents and from his brothers. And he died at the age of 33. He was hit by a car and left in the snow. He wasn't found until the next car drove over his body and crushed his chest. He had 1.1% of alcohol in his veins when he died, and traces of other substances that suggest drug abuse. The second grave is a grave of a young woman, a beautiful Japanese pianist, an extravagant party animal, and a chronic shopaholic. Now, she changed when she discovered that she had colon cancer. She started talking to people, listen about their stories. She started blogging about her illness to empower and impress and inform people about what it is to die. She became a stepmother for her single-parent boyfriend's two children. And she died at the age of 33 after the second operation. And until at the very last moment of her life, her motto was, "Everything that happens to you is for the best." Let me take a step back and talk about something else. The famous American mythologist Joseph Campbell, after analyzing thousands and thousands and thousands of stories around the world, came up with a concept called the hero's journey. And according to Campbell, each of us is a hero. And we have fundamental choices in life. George Lucas was inspired by Campbell's story and produced the Star Wars. And the reason the movie is so popular is that it fundamentally brings you a storyboard of a human life. It brings you a stereotypical, archetypical human life story. Now, we are all heroes, and we have choices. A hero receives a call, and living in his or her ordinary world, a village or a garden, they can choose to leave on a journey. And the journey is not easy, but it's a journey that leads to a meaningful life. They can choose to embark on the journey, but they will have to challenge themselves. They will have to face ordeals and trials. But in the end, they will become guides for other people's lives. The hero can also stay in the village, but to be happy, they need to accept the values and conventions of their communities. Be that get education, get married, have children, become an employee, like your house, like your TV. Now, if the hero is called on a journey, but they don't accept it, they will end up in a wasteland, a purgatory of addictions, violence, depressions. We all have choices. Now let me get back to the story of the two graves. The first grave is a grave of my oldest brother. He was an inspiration to me when I was small. 11 years older, he taught me to love books. He taught me to be curious about the world. He taught me to fight when I needed to fight. Yet something happened. He wanted to leave the village. He wanted to go on a journey, but he did not attempt to. And he ended up in a wasteland. And as he drank and drank and drank, I would ask him, "Why are you doing this?" I dearly loved him and wanted to help him. And he said, "Because life has no meaning." So I searched for the meaning for him, and I thought I would find one, but I did not. I failed. And the failure left a huge void in my heart that I will never be able to cure. The second grave is a grave of my friend Satomi. I didn't really like her at the beginning, but when she was diagnosed with colon cancer, she suddenly changed. And as I was watching her, talking to people, writing her blog, I asked her, "What are you doing this? What for?" And she said, "Because we need to bring meaning to life. And everything that happens is for your best." Both Darek and Satomi inspired me to do what I do, to help people enjoy their lives, live their potential, and become guides for other people. And they taught me to unlearn the conventional wisdom about leadership, the charismatic pictures of CEOs, or the statistical measurements that academics have. They taught me that leadership is an act of improving each other's lives. And we have a choice every time we take an action to improve your own or someone else's life. As the Sufi poet Rumi says, "The breezes at dawn have secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you want. Don't go back to sleep." So again, I would like to encourage you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. Imagine your grave again. What will your story be? And what can you do today to make it more heroic? May the force be with you.